Who is this one? You accepted them. Can you speak up?
Just ask her.
Okay, mesela şu video onun geçine kadar. Mana tamam ne yine mesela ne bunun geçine kadar.
So, good evening, everybody. You're welcome to today's presentation. We already have 35 people on board. Others are still coming. Well, as they come, we open up the platform, but our presenter is already in the house. I think we can go ahead. It's this one. Okay, no, it's the YouTube platform. We are going live on YouTube. YouTube live already as we are speaking. So if you trip off, you notice that you are tripping off, please just switch over to the YouTube platform. Do you understand what I'm saying? If we get to the maximum capacity, some of you may be sent out. So I will advise that you copy the link that YouTube. Now the link to the live YouTube channel is already there in the chat box. So just copy it out. I'll be posting it from time to time. My name is Nnamka, a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria and the representative of Page Platform. Page is known as Professional Accountants Group Email. So that's an acronym. PAGE is an acronym for professional. It's just echoing because of YouTube. So let's go ahead. PAGE platform is acronym with Her Royal Majesty Adaku Chidume-Okoro, FCA, member in council. She's been with us for, this is the 4th series. So for those of you that have not, we're not part of the 1st and 2nd series, please, you flag us at the end of the series so that we can add you to the WhatsApp group, and you share other information there. So,
Hello, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
yes, we can hear you. I had to mute everybody.
Okay.
Good evening.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening. Good evening. Nnamdi, please, you'll be screening the script, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because somehow it hasn't quite downloaded at my, okay, I can see it. Thank you. Can you see me? Are we good to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I think
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening.
Yes.
Happy Workers' Day in retrospect. And happy Sunday. Happy New Month also. I've missed you guys for more than 2 weeks now. We're trying to repackage and do some practicals concerning our mentoring series. But today we are back online, and I do hope we will enjoy the session and learn as much as possible. And not just learning, it's my wish, it's my desire, it's my passion. If I can create a set of exporters, non-oil export possible. We will start by looking at our class case study for the previous lesson. You remember, for our series 3, the topic was sourcing and obtaining export contracts. Sourcing and obtaining export contracts.
Okay.
For those that participated in that class, I hope you did your assignment. The answer to that case study is number 4. Number 4.
Okay.
If you didn't indicate that it is number 4, or you have issues in my saying that it's number 4, can you please indicate and ask for further clarification? But if you think and you're convinced that it is number 4, we don't need to overlabor the issue. We just go straight to our topic for today. Do I have any hands raised in the Zoom room? So we all agree that the correct answer is number 4. Reason being that the woman that has given a letter. Contract means a document, an agreement, a commitment in writing. Remember, that was what we said at the onset of the mentoring series. So the letter, it's equivalent to the contract. And because if we are talking about export, it has to be outside the shores of Nigeria. That was what we said. So the only possible solution to that case study can only be the one that has reference with Benin Republic. So our answer to the last case study is number 4. I hope we are convinced. But if we are not, if you still have issues with that, just pen down your concerns. During our question and answer session, I will take it up and we can throw more light. Okay, so having said that, we are getting really serious with this mentoring series. What do I mean? The era of stories, it's reducing. So we need now to really focus on what we have come here to do. So today I'm not going to give us any motivational talks because we've heard enough. If you are still not challenged after hearing all I've been saying at this stage, it means the passion is not strong enough. But I know I have created a class of mentees that are on their way to becoming non-oil exporters who will continue to fly the Nigerian flag when it comes to non-oil exports. So we go to the first slide. Slide number 1. You can see for what we will be doing today, it's itemized as follows. We will have a recap of like a little summary of what we've been saying all the while. Then there will be a preamble,
Send me
an introduction.
WhatsApp to this number.
There will be a preamble, an introduction. Then we go to the topic for today, which is, trying to fund your export business. That will be a bit technical. That will be a bit technical because apart from the sources you're very used to, we will be talking about some formal sources that can also help you fund your export business. After that, we will now take conclusion, class study, and call it a day. Good evening, my mentees. Welcome on board. Having taken the correct solution for our last class case study, the next assignment we have is for me to check how many of us submitted applications for the 2 grants. One is due and has closed. The grant from federal government of Nigeria, the submission date is passed. The said one, we still have up till the 9th of this month to submit. So I want to know how many of us submitted the applications. Now, how do we know that? How many people submitted the applications?
Some people sent it to the Gmail, but some complained that they couldn't send. So I'll recommend that they try sending it again so that we have a count.
That would be strange if anybody is complaining that it couldn't send because some other people, some other group I mentor got their response from NEPC. In fact, one got an approval response and has been asked to forward his bank details. So the people that try to submit the applications, are they in class? Are they in class? Can they speak up? Let's know what the challenge was. Did anybody, 2 people are raising their hands. Please allow them to speak so that we know what the issues are. The class is to be a practical class, not just tutorials. No matter how much I talk, how much I teach, if we are not trying it out, that will make us exporters.
Okay, we have 4 participants who have raised their hands. We have Joe Angochogu. Can you go ahead and speak, Mr. Joe?
Yes, please. Allow them as many of them. Go ahead.
Mr. Joe.
Is it muted?
Joe Angochogu, you raise your hands. Can you please speak? Okay, if Joe is not talking, please, can Benga Odu Sheni speak, please? Benga, are you not ready? Okay, yeah. Oyewole Omoni.
Good afternoon, sir. Please mute Remy Mans.
Okay, what about Kenneth?
Good evening. Good evening, sir.
Yes, Kenneth is on.
Can you hear me?
I think they're still learning how to use this.
Good evening, sir.
Kenneth
this is Omoni. Can you hear me, sir? This is Omoni.
We are hearing you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Good. Thank you for the privilege that you gave us. Sorry, I just joined this program today, and I don't want to drag us back. I will appreciate if the facilitator can try to recap the process so that somebody like me can, take the process of the application right away. Thank you.
Okay. Are you hearing me also? The first application whereby selected applicants will be given 5 million naira by the federal government of Nigeria. That one is closed. It ended on the 19th of April. And because of the seriousness of the matter, we had to pause this series, the teachings, and allow 2 weeks for participants, for mentees to go and submit their application. If you submitted your application and you scanned the invoices, some evidence, product evidence, which I was so confident that you could get around, you may have been approved for a 5 million grant. With the 5 million grant, it will give you a lot of cushion towards your dream business. So that one is closed, but the one for, you said, is still open up to 9th of this month.
Hello. Thank you.
So you still have opportunity to apply for that one. There are 2 categories. The category 1 is for starters, but for you to apply on that one, your business, hello? Your business driver has to be 29, not more than 29 years old this year. Meaning that you can just co-op somebody that is 29 years or under for you to make that application. The other one is more complex. It's for people in exports already.
Okay.
Next person.
Yes, I was giving floor Kenneth in Zegu. Good evening, our mentor. Can I?
Okay.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. You have the floor.
All right. I appreciate you, ma, for the opportunity. I've been following the studies. I did the application for the NEPC grant. As the last 2 days when I checked, my application is still not yet verified. So I don't know what next to do.
Okay, please, Kenneth.
Yes.
Kenneth.
I can hear you,
is the name, right?
Yes.
Please, after this class, private chat me with your details. I'll follow up.
Okay,
Did you hear?
Yes, ma.
All right.
I'll do that. Thank you, ma.
Okay, my work is to be the bridge builder as much as possible so that everybody can get something or the other to enable you function and achieve your dream business.
All right, ma. Thank you, ma.
Okay. Next person.
Hello.
Now, give another person the floor.
Hello.
And yeah, go ahead and speak.
Hello.
You're saying hello. What's your name? Introduce yourself and speak, please.
Yes, thank you very much. My name
is this Benga?
No. This is Zeb Uzuku.
Go ahead.
This is Zeb Uzuku. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay,
yes, I can hear you, but you are breaking.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can, with some difficulty.
Okay, maybe it's the network. But if you can hear me, first of all, I want to appreciate you, madam.
Mr. Zeb.
Yes,
Zeb,
please.
you are breaking.
Hello.
Hello, is that Zeb?
Yes.
I can hear you very well, but can you hear me also?
Just go ahead and talk because.
You.
Okay, if you can hear me, I say good evening to all of you and to our mentor, especially for our support, our guidance, and all the encouragement he has been giving us. I thank you all, the great team, for the wonderful work you are doing. I want to say in my own case, I actually applied for the grant and I got a response, of approval, which I forwarded to the group email.
Please give. We should give him a clapping ovation. I'm so happy to hear this. I am so happy to hear this.
Thank you very much.
You see, it's real. You see, it's real. With that testimony, you don't need to be convinced that even in Nigeria, you can get things without knowing anybody. What a testimony.
Thank you very much. So a few days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, I got a follow-up memo from the Export Promotion Council asking me for 1 or 2 additional information. The first one, they asked for my bank details, which I will provide very shortly. Then the second one they asked for is a product evidence, or an evidence of proposed export activity, which I think I will need some form of support, from Madam for guidance.
You need to talk to me, liaise with me. I am here for you. I'll give you 100% support to ensure that we pull it through and have that testimony. What it means is you've been pre-approved with your bank details. You just need that evidence. The evidence is a paper evidence. We'll get it and.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. God bless you all.
Okay, so you private chat me after the class so that we can do the needful, okay? I'm so happy to hear that testimony.
I will do that, madam. Thank you
our
very
2 weeks waiting wasn't in vain after all.
Thank you very much, madam.
I'm so happy. Okay.
Thank you.
There are still some more hands raised. Samuel Alpha
Yes.
and Benga
Olu Oleseni.
Oseni.
Can Benga speak up?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you.
Good
Benga is
evening.
speaking now. Good evening.
Good
And
evening.
thank you. Thank you for the privilege. Though my question has been overtaken by what Omoni asked. Omoni has asked a question, and our mentor has actually responded. So it looks as if it's been solved, sort of. We have missed that low. Maybe another one. We'll try and get that one. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay. So your own case is okay. Are you just joining for the first time, or your application is pending? Not.
No, I'm joining for the first time. I'm joining for the first time.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
So Samuel,
you can still apply for the USAID grant. After this class, the moderators will post the link again for the USAID grants online on the platforms. But the thing is, okay, they will post it all right, and also post the steps you're supposed to follow in completing your application so that you understand it very well. That's an international funding.
Okay, ma'am.
So we have Samuel Afa and Kabir Dodo.
Okay.
So Samuel, can you go ahead? Then after that, Kabir Dodo will go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Yes. I want to ask. I am in Rivers. I'm in Port Harcourt. I want to ask if I have a product produced by some other person and I want to export such product, not my name, but with some other person, can I use can I repackage the product and put my name on it as a distributor? Why is the manufacturer?
Yeah, but you have to agree with the manufacturer.
Okay.
You need to have an agreement with the manufacturer, but it's doable. Next person.
Kabir Dodo.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Good evening. Happy to be here this evening. This is my first time here. And the question I want to ask has been answered just now. So I will just wait after the program. You post the address which we'll use to apply. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello, I'm here.
Good evening, ma.
Good evening.
Can you hear me, ma?
Yes.
Good evening, ma.
Good evening.
Okay. Good evening, ma. Sorry, I'm Mrs. Okoro, and it's my first time. I would like to know, I'm into unripe plantain flour and palm oil. And it's my first time though, and I want to know more about what the forum, the platform is all about before asking my question. Are you with me, ma?
Okay.
Hello, ma.
How did you get an IV to join us?
It was sent to a friend of mine sent me the ground. He sent me to join. It's actually from Akwa Ibom as well. So he sent it to me and I joined. That was how I came to join.
Okay.
You understand? It was from another platform and I joined. Yes.
The platform, in a nutshell, is a mentoring platform for non-oil, precisely agricultural produce exports.
Yes. Yes.
That's all.
Yes, that's far I know.
That is what the platform is for.
So I don't know how you can help because Okay. So it's just once in a while I see the training and the meeting, the Zoom meetings. Like I am fortunate to attend today's own. Is there anything like a chat group, WhatsApp group where we all get to chat and we talk?
There is.
Is it possible to have my number added to it?
The platform host
You are laughing,
will do
man.
that, please. This is not the time for general questions and answers. If you're not addressing the grant issues, please don't ask your question now. There'll be a time to ask general questions. My concern is that we had to pause the mentoring series for 2 weeks to give mentees opportunity to apply for grants.
But I'm interested in the grant. Interested in the grant, you understand? Because even as
can you mute her? Can you mute her?
Yes, she can keep. Let her keep short. After the meeting, she can ask the question.
You know, we have a period, at least 20 minutes an answer. That's when she can.
Is currently trying to acquire a place to get.
We don't have
to actually farm my. Sorry, ma.
I'm coming.
Hello.
Yes,
so
you can.
The concerns I want to address is only those relating to the grants, the 2 grants applications for now. We stopped the lecture series so that members, mentees will have opportunity to apply for the grants. And applications were made. At least somebody has gotten a yes approval, a yes mail, which means it is real. Every other person could have gotten that letter. So do we have people that can talk to us concerning that? Adebayo Ogun.
Yes. Adebayo, you can go ahead and speak.
Okay. Let me unmute. Okay. Good evening, ma. And good evening, everybody. I think one of the questions, I have sent the question across before, but I don't know whether you have addressed it before I joined today. Although this is my first time of joining the, what do you call it? The WhatsApp, the Zoom meeting like this. And it has been very, very interesting. Since I got the copy of your past lecture, I've been so much interested, and I've been on our moderator, calling him, and he knows me that I did not allow him to rest since then. Now, unfortunately, I've been able to get my company registered with CAC, and concerning the grant, I am about to apply for the grant. And one of the concerns that has been bothering my mind was the question asked by one of the mentees, that if the approval is given for the grant, what will I showcase as what I have been able to do, considering the fact that I'm just a starter? So what will I showcase that, okay, this is what I have been able to export in the past, or this is what I have been able to sell in the past?
Okay, I'm not cutting you short, but okay, why don't you allow us to get that letter? We take it off from there. Somebody has gotten the letter, and I told the person to now liaise with me privately.
Okay. All right. Okay.
The main issue is for you to get that letter.
Okay.
It could be, that grant could be as much as 5 million naira.
Okay.
And it will give you a good leverage for you to start your export business.
Okay.
So when you get there, when you get to the bridge, we will look for how to cross it.
We'll cross it. Thank you very much.
Let
my second question.
You. But that particular grant, it's over now. You can't apply for it again. The window is closed. It's closed. It's only the you said one. And the you said one is more technical. And I can tell you that the person that scaled through the NEPC one is likely to also scale through the USAID one. They are independent. You can apply for both simultaneously.
Yeah.
So the person that got the yes answer, please go ahead and start packaging for the USAID one and make sure you apply also. That one can give you up to $75,000 if you get the approval.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. The second question is the issue of getting your contacts in order to, you know, so that maybe if you have one or two issues, how do we get in touch with you?
There are platforms where we meet, where we take questions, where we deliberate, where we attend to the questions. There are so many platforms.
Yeah, okay.
The moderators will let you know. They will give you the numbers at the close of this series.
Okay. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you then. Thank you.
Okay.
We are done with the questions, right? Okay. You've really made my day for me to hear that somebody is on the way to getting that grant. Not just somebody, it could be more than one, but we have the testimony today that at least one person. So let's go to our topic for today. Slide number 1, please. Recap. Recap that in my previous lessons on this mentoring series, I have repeatedly made the following statements and assertions on the need for us to key into the agri value chain business. These assertions include, next slide.
We're there.
These assertions include, 1, that Agric exports should be seen as a sustainable business capable of transforming one's financial story for good if handled with absolute dedication and focus. 2, Agric export is not a deal. I repeat, it's not a deal, but a business. Agribusiness with all its associated value chain. You remember how we enumerated the associated value chain from farming to processing to warehousing to forwarding. You can come into any of the value chains, and still be classified as somebody that is participating in agric exports. In fact, if you go through the USAID application, they are not even paying too much attention to those that are taking the goods outside the shores of Nigeria. Their focus is on farmers, on processors, on those doing warehousing, on those doing value addition. That's why you must apply for that grant. So agric exports, as old as it is, or agric business as old as it is, can be adjudged the most stable form of business. Reason being that what we are talking about is food, which has no substitutes. Noting also that Microsoft is here to develop a software that will act as a substitute for food. I remember in this era, we are talking about fourth industrial revolution. As good as that sounds, everything is digital. Everything is now real-time online. But food has no substitute. Food is food. And for you to eat food, it has to come from the ground through farming. There's no substitute. Food is indispensable, like the air we breathe. So long as there is human existence on planet Earth, So long as there's human existence on planet Earth, food will be needed. Agric will continue to be a big and sustainable business. Meaning, Agric is not something in vogue, it's not going to go out of vogue tomorrow. It has always been there, but we can make it better. We can make it more attractive. We can make it more profitable. We can make it more enticing for the younger generation. And then with the export opportunity, when your earning is no longer in local currency, but in hard currency, I think more than anything else, you should be excited about getting involved in the Agric export business. That takes me to the preamble. Today, we'll be focusing on the topic that has been of most concern to mentees on this forum, as well as most people when they consider venturing into the Agric export business. I have been asked times without number on what the minimum startup capital is. My response to this is that once there is a will, there will always be a way. So let us get going. Somehow God will make a way. He just provided one. He has provided another one also in the pipeline. So if you're focused, that is how you put together the money you need to kickstart the business. Next slide.
Okay.
In the last almost 1 month, we had to pause this lecture series on this agro exports mentoring. 2 funding opportunities cropped up, one national and one international grant availability for agri value chain businesses. We then stopped the lectures to avail the mentees on this forum time to do the relevant documentation and applications in relation to the said grants. I do hope we did as requested. Of course, we have confirmation that at least some people tried. Our topic for today is sources of funding. How do you fund your export business? Like I said at the inception of the lecture, we are going to be a little more technical today. It's not going to be the story, trying to make you key into the vision and telling you stories of pawpaw and mango and all that. But now we are venturing into the real business. So I invite us to tighten our belts because we're about taking off like an aircraft does. We are going to be more technical. We are going to be doing calculations. We are going to be trying to project what price do I offer my customer in case I am asked to put for so and so. What are the components of my pricing? What do I need to put together? What items, of course, do I need to look into before I can offer an export price? And the export we are talking about, it's commercial agri export. We are not talking about suitcase export. What do I mean by suitcase export? You happen to be going for summer to the US or UK, then you decided to buy some quantity of crayfish or dry fish, carry 1 or 2 extra suitcases. Of course, when you get there, you will see Nigerians that are willing and ready to buy what you have brought. Yes, it's export because they're going to pay you in hard currency, but that will make it a business. You have only played a little game, tested it out, now saw that it works. You can actually take something from Nigeria, take it across the shore and get or earn foreign exchange for it. So if you have tried that before, It's like you have tested this thing and it's working. So how do I try it more? How do I make more? How do I make profit? How do I make a living out of it? That is why we are here. We are not talking about the suitcase exports now. What we are talking about is container and the commercial agric produce export, where your goods are no longer going to be exported in suitcases or small cartons, but in container loads, maybe 20 feet container, 40 feet container, depending on what the product is. If you now have to fund such a business, of course, it will require some good funding for profitability. And this funding can either be informal, from informal sources or formal sources. We start with informal sources. If you are in this class and you have signed on, you're passionate about becoming a non-oil agric exporter, I'm sure you have some savings in your bank account, no matter how little, it adds up. So that savings, your personal savings, is a source that you can use to finance your business. You can also get money from family, maybe uncles. You have this rich uncle that has a lot of money, and you think if you approach him to lend you some or partner with you in this business, he'll be willing to do so, to give you funds or funding. That is another source from family. You can also get funding from your friends. You can partner with your friends. You can partner with your colleagues. You can also get funding from third-party loans. You know what I mean. Next slide. Having said that, we now go to the formal sources. The formal sources are from financial institutions. Financial institutions, that's banks, including CBN, Exim Bank. Then you have also from agencies entrusted with non-oil exports. No. Go back to that slide, please. So you have agencies entrusted with non-oil exports promotion, like the grants we just mentioned. So Exim and I think there's a little mix up there. We'll correct it before we push out the slide. So like the grants that we're just told to apply for is from an agency, Nigerian Export Promotion Council, that is entrusted with non-oil export promotion in Nigeria. You can also get funding from mutuals and cooperatives. I'm sure we all know what cooperatives are. We can also get funding from international agencies. Example, the COVID-19 relief palliative from USAID that we have been asked to apply for, and then others. Go over to the next slide. Next slide.
We're there.
Okay. Commercial banks. Some available formal funding opportunities. One is commercial bank. From the commercial banks, you have what is called pre-shipment finance. That is working capital financing. It is often backed up with a letter of credit guarantee or standby form from a first-class foreign bank. You can also have bonded warehousing financing. With this arrangement, the financier bank reaches an agreement with the exporter and the warehouse owner against agreeing that every stock that is delivered to the warehouse is in the custody of the warehouse owner. The warehouse owner will now issue receipts for such deliveries, against which the bank will now release funds again to the exporter. This is very common when you are doing cocoa business, volume business. Another form of funding, it's a point of shipment finance, where immediately you finish your shipment, submit shipping documents to the bank will now discount the documents you've submitted up to a certain percentage. Some banks can discount up to 70%, meaning that they will now give you 70% of the invoice value pending when your customer pays. Banks, commercial banks also do post-shipment finance, where shipment would have been concluded. Documentations, shipping documents handed over to the buyer's bank. And because the documents are now in the custody of the buyer's bank, who internationally, that's like an agreement, bank-to-bank transaction. They know that since the bank, the overseas bank, has the documents, definitely payment will be made. So your local bank can now give you, release some funding to you based on that arrangement, depending on what your contract terms with them is. Value chain finance. Your bank can decide to finance your warehousing arrangements, your logistics arrangements, your processing arrangements, whatever. They can finance any part of the agri value chain. Most of the banks will tell you that their program, when it comes to export financing, is 0 to hero program. But to me, I think it's better you talk to the practitioners who are actually in the field, who are encountering the challenges, who have over the years, over the period, designed methods and ways and means of surmounting these challenges. It pays you better to, I'm not saying you shouldn't listen to banks. No, far from it. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that whatever you hear, try to blend it with those that's actually practitioners, like I'm talking to you now. Go ahead. Next slide. Then the next set of formal funding that you can access from is from Central Bank of Nigeria, but most of them are going to be through your commercial bank. One of them is the Non-Oil Export Intervention Fund. The abridged terms for this one is that the maximum they can give to any organization is 5 billion. And you would have contributed part of the funding you need. So their maximum exposure would be 70%. Interest rate is a single digit interest rate, 9%. The tenure can be up to 10 years. There's a 1-year moratorium period. Repayment is usually quarterly. but you cannot access it directly. The central bank will not deal with you directly. The central bank can only deal with you through your commercial bank. So if you're interested in this, talk to your commercial bank. But the commercial bank, in fact, I will tell you that what you stand to gain here is just the interest rate advantage, the single digit interest rate advantage. The commercial bank will still ask for collateral to be in place before they take your application to CBN. Next slide. Another form of formal facility you can get for your export business through the CBN is a differentiated cash reserve requirement. The abridged terms and conditions for this is that the maximum amount is 10 billion. So it's higher than the first one. Interest rates the same. Minimum period is 7 years. Moratorium up to 2 years, but on principal only. Repayment usually quarterly. And that repayment will include a portion of the principal plus interest due. You can also only access this through your commercial bank. Next slide. The third one is Commercial Agriculture Credit Scheme, CACS. Abridged terms and conditions. Amount depends on the project that you want to pursue export-wise. 2, the interest rate is still the same 9%. Tenure is dependent on projects not exceeding 2025. Go back to the last slide. Go back to the last slide, please. No, before, the one before. Okay. So the tenure is dependent on the project, not exceeding 2025. Repayment is monthly or quarterly, depending on what you agree with your commercial bank. It can also only be accessed through commercial banks. I'm sure you'll be wondering, how can they call it a CBN facility? And then, of course, if every exporter were to be approaching the CBN is a regulatory body. They are not supposed to be dealing with the individual companies. So they can only make available that provision and then have a retail bank deal with you to give you the facility. Next slide. Central Bank also does NESAL, the risk programs. NESAL means Nigerian Intensive-Based Risk Sharing and Agricultural Lending. NESAL Credit Risk Guarantee. This is a facility where the risk is being shared between the CBN and your commercial bank. The commercial bank like indemnifies CBN that you will perform. The commercial bank will have to take their due diligence into play in assessing that funding for you by ensuring that you have adequate collateral with them in place. This protects financiers from possible losses in agro credit transactions and covers a credit risk of default on loan principal and the accrued interest. Another one is the NISAL interest drawback. This is designed to reward diligent borrower behavior, whereby as you pay, you can still draw from that fund for more business. The rebates of up to 40% of interest paid on NISAL ORG is backed Agric, is backed by the Agric loans. It reduces the effective interest rates for borrowers with a good credit history, subject to compliance with the loans underwriting conditions. Qualification of an obligator for IDB is at NISA's discretion. So they are the only ones that will determine if you're qualified to assess the facility or not. Next slide. Okay, another type of formal funding that you can access is through AFRIXIM, that is African Export-Import Bank. They can give you up to 500 million facility to support your Nigerian manufacture, to support your Nigerian manufactured goods. But it's not as if the $500 million is, I have a dollar sign in front of that, I have a Naira sign. I think it's 500 million Naira. The dollar sign shouldn't be there. Before we circulate this, we will still need to fine tune some of the slides. So this facility, it's meant for manufacturers. Then the Bank of Industry facility also, I'm sure you all know about BOI and what they have been doing. They are particular about the manufacturing sector. They help you buy plants. They help you improve your processes. They help you expand your production base and volume. So if you need all that, you go to BOI. And then you have a NEXIM facility too, Nigerian Export-Import Bank. They grant you loans, structured loans for companies in agric exports. Next slide. Conclusion. Funding is not the most challenging aspect of the agribusiness export venture. There will always be a way where there is a will. Take the step to venture and see things fall in lines in pleasant places. I will, do we take question and answer, or I go straight to class assignments? Moderator.
Let's take question and answers.
Before I go to class assignment.
Yeah, the process is that they will need to raise your hand, then we call their name and unmute the person, and they can talk. That will be orderly. So if you want to speak, please, if you have a question, please raise up your hand and I will call you. Thank you.
N.
Good evening, everybody.
Go ahead and speak.
Good evening.
Thank you, the mentor, for this wonderful opportunity. I wanted to ask a question. For those who are currently working 8 to 5 work, who are employed, how can they key into this opportunity? Or is it only for those who are not on 8 to 5 job or employment? That's my question, Mark. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. We have Ndubisi, Olabisi Ogendipe.
Thank you, Mr. Uti, for giving me another name. Ndubisi, that's my Igbo name.
Sorry.
Welcome, Mark. Thank you for the wonderful lecture. And God will. I want to ask, out of this professional way of fund, so which one have you tried for the before, especially those that have to do with CPN, Nizal, and BOI?
I didn't hear you.
Speak louder.
Okay, I said out of
Speak to your microphone.
Can you hear me now?
Trying
yes,
to.
but speak.
Okay.
I say out of these professional ways of raising this finance, especially those of CPN and BOI, which one have you benefited from before?
Which one have I benefited from before?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next.
Okay, so next person, Savior.
Okay, good evening, ma'am. I've not really been consistent at this evening session. But my question really is, I'm into pig farming, right? So I don't know if probably there's also an opportunity for that in this Agric project. And I have a small piece of farmland where I just plant vegetables. Though people come by, in small quantities, don't really sell. These people that sell ugu, right? So they come to the farm and they buy in piecemeal, as little as they can afford anyways. So I don't know how probably I can able to see this opportunity to probably expand and also for my pig farm as well. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. Welcome. Akim Odolu.
Oduola. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Okay, good evening, madam. Thank you. I want to appreciate you for the opportunity given us on this mentoring program. I've been following this program for since the inception, but it's quite unfortunate that I missed the grant opportunity. But notwithstanding, I've been looking for this kind of training, but I really appreciate. If you can remember, I'm even the one that asked question about this funding, this part today's lecture. But it's quite unfortunate that I missed the opportunity for the grant. For my question is, for a starter, all these funding, source of funding that we have been taught today, how can a starter access this kind of facilities? That's my question. Thank you very much.
Okay, we now have Oye Lowo Omoni.
Yes. Good evening. Thank you, the facilitator. We really appreciate this program. I'm first timer in this section.
We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hello. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Omoni, I can't hear you here. I don't know if.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
Okay. I said thank you for the lecture. I got this invite from my professional district accountant. I sure believe in organic growth in any business as an accountant, and I've been in this agro-allied business for the past 8 years. That's where I started my career, and I've actually got to a certain level. But my question is all about the minimum required capital to actually start up the business as a beginner, because I want to start running this kind of business along with my current job, so that when I retired, once the business is stable, I can easily pull out of the being the employee in a particular company around my things, and also employ people working for me. So please, can you tell me the minimum capital that I can provide by myself, other than looking at other source of fund? Thank you.
Next
is Samuel Afar. Go ahead, speak.
Good evening all.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, my name is Samuel Afa. I got the link from somebody, and this is my first time of attending the Zoom. It's quite impressive. Thank you, Ma, for your lecture. It's an eye-opener. I've been of one of these great mind that always have interest in exporting. But my challenge here is the process of which you have just told us now. I'm so much grateful. Hello? My question is...
I'm listening.
Yes, my question goes, how can someone access the link for the grant if it is still accessible? And if it is not, what are the chance and the possibility of getting getting the link? Because I'm quite interested in applying, which I want to do immediately if it is still available. Thank you.
Okay.
All the questions have already been presented now.
Okay. So let me attend to them. Ikedinachi is still in a paid employment and works 8 to 5 every day, but he wants to key into this business. Well, he said today is your first time of joining. In the earlier lectures, we had said that Agric export business, the way we are looking at it, the way I am doing it, my company is doing it, it's not something you can do on part-time basis. It's something that requires full work, full attention, full commitment, full focus. That is the only way it will become a business for you. You can't do it by the side. You can't even cook. It's not possible. So that is my response to that. Then Olabisi says, which of the formal funding opportunities has the mentor benefited from? I wouldn't know why you asked that question. What if your mentor has enough funding from family sources? Well, that is just by the way. My work is to tell you where to look for sources of funding, and I know where I look for mine. I didn't need to apply for the NEPC grant, the one I told you to apply for. I didn't need to apply for it, but for some I do apply. My company will apply. Some that is not really meant for our purpose, we won't apply. So my work is to tell you where to go as your mentor, is to direct you where you can get funding. Savior has a vegetable. I'm talking about Savior that asked the question. You have a vegetable farm which you hope to expand, and you're wondering how you can key into this vision. The vegetable farm, specifically you said Ogo, anytime, any day, you can export Ogo to London. Ogo export business to London is booming so much so that in most of our local markets now, if you go, you will hardly find Ogo. Maybe you don't know. So all you need to do is to be put through how you can start channeling your harvest offshore. Ogo is being exported to the UK on a daily basis. A threatened though, it can't go by sea. Then Akim is wondering how starters can access these fundings. That's why we're here now. All the lecturing of today, all our talk of today is centering on how you can access funding for your business. Most of the mentees here are starters. So, and I know starters, they will need some form of funding to start their business. So I've given a list of informal as well as formal fundings. Remember, I don't work at CBN and I don't work at any commercial bank. I can only show you the way to get there, but I cannot guarantee what happens there. When you get there, they will tell you what their requirements are. And while I was going through my lecture notes, I also mentioned that even the funds that is available, export, Agric export funds that you can access from CBN, but that you can't go to CBN directly. You still need to do that through your commercial bank, and that the commercial bank will naturally carry out their due diligence by asking for collateral to be in place before they deal with you. So when you get to your commercial bank and tell them that you need so and so, they will tell you what and what that needs to be in place for you to access that funding. Then, you know, if assuming you're married, I don't know whether you're married, but if you're married and your wife has a lot of money, which you know that is just sitting in the bank idle, it's not for me now to tell you how to approach her to collect the money to use and do business. You should know how to get around that matter. Just like if you have a money bag uncle, just like if you have a son or daughter that, you know, they have money. I mean, relations generally, it's you that will fashion out how to access, get the funds and now put in your business. Oyelowo wanted to know the minimum required capital for this business. I pardon you because you said today is your first day joining us. Well, there's no minimum amount, neither is there any maximum amount. In our previous lectures, we had stated that it depends on the products you want to pursue, the volume you want to do, and the profitability you want to end up with at the end of the day. You can decide to do 1 container for the whole year. You can decide to do 5. You can decide to do 40. So it depends on what your dream business is. But agri-export business is capital intensive. That's the much I will tell you. If you want to make a good business out of it, it is capital intensive. So our class assignment today is an assignment on just 1 container of, I think, ginger, dried split ginger or so. So when you do the calculation, the figures will pop out by themselves. At our next lecture, you will now tell me how much you need to do 1 container. The calculations are there. So that's what I'll say in response to that. Mr. Samuel wants the link for the grant application. There were 2 grants that we publicized on our platforms. One is already closed. The one by NEPC is already closed. The one that you can still apply is the international grant, the USAID grant. The link is on our platform, one of our staff platforms. So it will be made available by our moderators at the end of the class. Sevi already asked a question. Is he asking another one or still the same old hand up? If your concern has been addressed, please can you lower your hand? He has another question.
Xavier, do you still have another question?
Yes, my another question. So as regards the pig farming.
Did you say pig?
Yes, ma, pig.
Oh.
P-I-G.
Yeah, P-I-G.
Okay, I thought you said Ogo.
Yes, I mentioned that as well.
Okay.
I mentioned that as well, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead and ask your question.
Wants to know how it could benefit from these exports.
For pig farming?
Yes.
Oh.
Xavier, I guess
we are not considering livestock.
Yes.
We are not considering livestock.
Okay, okay, ma.
No, it's cash crop we are doing.
Okay, thank you.
But pig farming may not be feasible in the near future because of certification requirements. The developed nations who will be trying to export to, they are very particular about what they eat. So you may not have the certification requirement to export meat to their countries. So class assignments. Class assignments.
Yeah.
The size of funding needed by your Agric export company for your business is dependent on the volume of contracts you have to finance. You will not ask a financier to finance imaginary contracts. This takes us back to the matter, the crux of the matter, the cocoa of the matter, like they will say here, contract sourcing. So before, remember, we talked about contract sourcing the other time. in our previous lesson. Now we are talking about funding that contract. As an addendum to the sourcing and obtaining export contracts for your business, this will form the basic format in determining what price to offer to your prospective buyer or buyers. Next slide. So if you are looking for export contracts, there's one favor from Onitsha. I hope you're in this class. Is Favor from Onitsha in this class? Okay, she's the one.
Raise up your hand. Okay, I have Kelly Anyamba.
Okay, so let me go through the calculation of your export price. Why I mentioned Favor is always private chatting me about how to calculate the price she's going to quote to somebody that is asking for one quote or the other. So I have decided to add this calculation as part of our series lesson for today. So I called it calculation of your export price format per metric ton. You have your farm gate price, that is supplier's price, and is indicated as Naira XX. Then, for you to get the price that you'll be quoting to your overseas buyer, you need to add the clearing and grading costs. That is the warehousing handling. This warehousing handling is 50,000 per metric ton. Then you add your packaging costs, which is 75,000. No, that 75,000 should be per 24 tons, not metric tons. Not metric ton. It should be 24 tons.
Okay.
We will correct it before we push out the assignment. If not, your answer will be wrong. Is packaging cost is 75,000 per 24 tons or per container. You can say per container. A container contains 24 tons in this calculation. Then staff cost, salaries, 20,000 per metric ton. Warehouse rent, storage costs. This is apportioned. It's 12,000 per metric ton. Haulage costs to seaports, depends 8,000 per. That should be per container also, not per metric ton. Per container, 8,000 per container, per 40 feet container. You have shipment documentation container. You have local cost on BL collection, 50,000 per. You have local cost on BL collection at 50,000 per container. Then cost of weight loss through rejects is 10% of quantity bought. Total cost of goods is represented at GNXX. Next slide. No, something is missing. The question itself, okay, so you are to add 15% profit markup. That is the price you will calculate, your purchase price per ton, which will be indicated by GNXS. You have to add 15% of it as your markup and now determine your selling price. Your overseas selling price is $2,760 per metric tons. The notes, assume an exchange rate regime of Naira 490 to the dollar. Also, assume that goods are shipped in 40 feet container. 1 by 40 FCL means 40 feet container, carrying 24 metric tons. Then now the questions. You are to determine your farm gate price is starred. The farm gate price is starred, is the very first one that carry double star. Then you're to determine your total cost also. Your total cost will be the GNXX, is starred also. And you are to calculate your profit markup, which is this 15%. That one, anybody that is in this class should be able to get the profit markup figure. The profit markup can either be in Naira or in dollar. Either of the answer is correct. We can always use the exchange rate to convert. We will be given a period of 14 days from now to do the class assignment as well as attempt getting a contract. Do the class assignment as well as attempt getting a contract. Contract sourcing are critical for our mentoring process. So try to break through this barrier. Should you need help in navigating these processes, please feel free to reach out to us on any of the platforms. We will attend to you. Thank you and God bless. More questions? I saw that 1 or 2 other hands were raised.
Yes, we have Adebayo Ogundeyi. And after that, Kelly Anyamba. Then we have let me start with Adebayo.
Okay. Adebayo, you have the floor.
Somebody asked a question about the piggery the other time, and you said you don't deal with the livestock. I want to ask, is hericiculture, which is known as snake farming, form part of the livestock that you don't deal with?
Yes. Not I don't deal with. This mentoring series does not cover it.
Okay. Okay. It only deals
what
with
we
the
are
cash
doing.
crop. It only deals with the cash crop.
Yes. If you look at the background picture I have here, I don't know if you're seeing it, if it's clear. Yeah, I have a hibiscus flower. I have sesame seed. I have cashew nuts. I have dry split ginger. I have dried chili pepper, gum arabic. I have dried kola nuts. I have Afromomium melinguata, grain of paradise. I have tiger nuts also. I have bush mango, African bush mango, which is called obono, and so many other products. So we are not doing livestock for the purpose of this mentoring series.
Okay, we have Kelly Ayamba. Is Kelly there?
Yes, I'm here. Good evening, everybody.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Okay, mine isn't a question. Mine is just to appreciate the mentor. I've been following this program for quite some time now, and I think I plan to go into Agric export. I'm actually presently a farmer in addition to my practice. So I plan to go into Agric export sometime in future. So I think it's a good one. I'm sure that many of us will benefit from the knowledge shared here. And I just want to appreciate everyone who is in attendance. I think it's a good one because Nigeria is moving to non-oil exports.
It appears he's having a bad network.
Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yes, I can hear you.
Moderator, are you still there?
Okay, my last statement was that Nigeria is going into non-oil export. So I think this is a real good starting point for all of us. I have benefited from this, and I think it's a good one. Let's keep sharing the knowledge. Hrm, thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Kelly is also a member in council. ICAN council.
No, I'm not a member in council.
We now have Riyami.
No, I'm not a member in council, please.
Okay, you're not a member in council. Thank you for that correction.
Yes, I'm not a member in council yet.
Oh, okay. I think Kelly is a former commissioner in Cross River State, Commissioner of Finance, okay. Right? Is he still there?
I'm here.
Okay, so that we don't introduce you wrongly, can you tell us, since he introduced you wrongly, we want to hear who you are, so that we don't make that mistake again. Please tell us.
It's true.
Okay, I'm a member I'm in practice. I'm a member of ICAN in public practice now. I run a firm of my own. Yes, I've been a commissioner in Cross River State and a special advisor. I'm also currently a technical advisor to the International Public Sector Accounting Standards Board. I'm a farmer in addition to my practice, and I plan to go into non-agric exports in the nearest future. Thank you so much for now.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Actually,
so next time we won't introduce you wrongly, okay?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we have Oriyomi.
Oriyomi.
You have the floor.
Okay. Hello. Good evening, madam, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity to join for the first time. And I joined the lecture today. I'm just retiring, and my passion is to go into agriculture, and this is a great opportunity for me. I like to know how I can access all the previous mentoring sessions before today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. With regards to the former videos or videos regarding the previous series, we'll share it to everyone that has registered for this session in their private emails. Okay. We also share it on the WhatsApp platform created for this. So if you're also not on the WhatsApp platform, just reply to that email that you want to be on the WhatsApp platform. Then we will get you linked with that platform.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I think that's all.
Any more questions?
Any more questions?
In
please?
the absence of Okay, in the absence of any more questions, we call it a day. We will not be meeting next week. We'll be meeting the week after, all things being equal, to enable us, one, try our hands in sourcing, in contract sourcing, and then do the class assignment. You need the class assignment for you to determine what price you'll be offering your products at. If you have issues like we always tell you, please post it on the platform, we will attend to it. And for those that are so determined and they are getting the grants already, take a step further. Make sure that within the next 1 week, you start looking for contracts aggressively. Moderator, if you remind me, I can post on the platform some more serious sites where they can go look for contracts.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. So
thank you all. It's been a very good day, a fruitful day, I suppose, for all of us.
I would like to thank Her Royal Majesty Adaku Chidume-Okoro, FCA, ICAN council member, for making out time from our very busy schedule to attend to us. We really appreciate. We've been adding value. A lot of good reports have been coming from left, right, and center, from all sources. Now, in attendance here, we have ICAN members and non-ICAN members. Some people from their families. Some are already watching live on YouTube right now. And this is how we'll be streaming it every time. I want to thank also my page colleagues. Page is a platform for ICAN members. Professional accountant group email is known as Page. Now we have a team who have been supporting us to stream this as well. I want to say a very big thank you to them. Thank you to all the technical crew. Thank you to especially Madam. And we really hope to get this through to the end so that we start seeing live exporters right here. Now, I did not mention to you that our own side, we also registered for the grant, and we've gotten our letter. In fact, two different fronts.
You see?
Thank God for that. And I just wanted to make sure that others are also feeling not only.
Why are you hiding it?
No, you know, if I said it, some would say it's something that we arrange ourselves, but we did it mutually and we got it. So thank you so much for we look forward to
like the professionals amongst us. If they take time to apply for these grants, there's no how they won't be able to get it. It's all about documentation. And it's a system that is going to spin and spawn out what they need. And so if you get it right with your numbers, how won't you be given? Then the aspect of now trying to decorate your application, talk to me, I will guide you, and we're there. I'm so happy to hear that. So that's another success story.
Thank you so
much.
That's
another success story. There's a woman somewhere at, I think on Hrm Adaku axis. You know, she does small manufacturing of spices, and she's been looking for how to at least get to her next level. But unfortunately, during that period, the period of the application, she was incommunicado. So if you're involved in a program like this, there are opportunities every now and then. We just started. I'll be posting a whole lot of opportunities on this platform. So as many as are posted, take me for my word, trust me, apply, key in. That is the way to go. So some people are, you know, doing their business with minimal stress by assessing funding opportunities, you know, that are available, freely available. I'm happy again for this success story that we have recorded. So the 2 weeks we had to pause the lesson wasn't in vain. We paused again for another 2 weeks and request that mentees, please try and get contracts. I'm going to post sites where you go and look for the contracts. I have given a format on how to calculate your price, but if in doubt, please talk to me 24/7. I enjoy teaching, I enjoy impacting knowledge, I enjoy tutoring people and making them learn more. And me too, I like learning. Unless one dies, there's no end to learning and education. Thank you and God bless you. It's been a fruitful evening for me. It's been an exciting evening for me. It's been an evening that I have accomplished. At least I have a success story in my mentees getting to the next level through these letters of award. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Good evening to